Hey, it's Allison from Computers.mom, and today's video will show you how to organize your Gmail automatically using filters. It's very easy once you know how, and it's a huge help in getting control of your inbox. We'll cover three things. What is a filter and why would you use one? How to create filters and how to manage and edit them. And as always, you'll find a summary of the steps at the end of this video. A filter is a rule you create to automatically sort and manage your incoming email, just as you might sort paper mail into bills, personal letters, junk mail, catalogs, and so forth. Filters can do that kind of organizing for your email instantly and automatically once you set them up. What can filters do for you? Filters can automatically apply labels to your email, which is the Gmail equivalent of filing email into folders. Filters can mark important emails for follow up. All the bills I receive, for example, are starred so I won't miss them. They can archive or delete emails so it skips the inbox completely. And filters can forward email to another address. This only works for email addresses that you can access, though. You can't send them to any random address. Essentially, to create a filter, you have to answer two questions. What should I search for, and what should I do when I find it? Let's look at some real examples. To get started, open Gmail in a web browser on a computer, not in an app like Apple Mail or Outlook, and not on a phone or tablet. I'm going to demonstrate using Microsoft Edge on a Windows computer, but the process is exactly the same if you use a Mac or a different browser. So here we are looking at my inbox. I have a bunch of email about cooking from the New York Times and King Arthur Baking and America's Test Kitchen. It would be a lot easier to find them if they were grouped together by topic, right? That's what labels are for. On the left side in the navigation pane are the usual system labels like inbox, sent, drafts, and so forth that every Gmail account has. And this list is growing. Google has recently begun adding system labels for things like purchases, bills, and travel, and are automatically labeling emails for you. If you don't see those labels yet, you will soon. They're rolling out literally as I write this. But you're not limited to the system labels Google provides. Down here below the system labels are labels I have created personally, like cooking and Croatia and so on. You can add your own labels by clicking the plus sign right here, by the way, and I'll show you another way in a moment. I don't have to go through and find all the cooking emails and label them myself. That would be incredibly tedious. Let's set up a filter to do it for us. There's several ways to create a filter, but I think the easiest way is to start from a sample. Suppose I want all the cooking related emails to be labeled automatically. Remember, the first question is, what should I search for? Let's start with this email from King Arthur Baking. When you open it, notice that there is a three dots more menu at the upper right corner here and another one in the row of icons at the top. You can use either one of these, doesn't matter which. On the drop-down menu, select Filter Messages Like These. That brings you to this screen. What you are seeing is Google's search form here, and the search has been filled in for you to find emails that match the one you started from. In this case, the emails come from a specific email address. If I click Search, I can check over what the search will find and confirm that it's what I wanted. And up here you can see that I have more than 50 emails that match this search. The search term that Google filled in for you stays up here in the search box. To return to the search form, click the Show Search Options icon here at the end of the search box. Click Create Filter, and now we see the options for what we want Gmail to do when you receive an email that matches the search criteria. You can archive it, mark it as read, add a star, and so on. In this case, I want to label it as cooking. So I check the box here next to Apply the Label, and then click Choose Label to select from the list of labels I've already created. Let's choose cooking. What this means is that any new email that comes in from this sender will automatically be labeled cooking. Before we click the Create Filter button to finish it though, let's also select this last option, also apply filter to matching conversations. That will apply the cooking label to all the email we already have, not just the new ones. Click Create Filter, and you get a brief black box saying that your filter was created, and the search box disappears. Now if I click on the cooking label, I see all those emails from the search are here. So how much faster and easier was that than labeling them by hand? And if we return to the inbox, we can see that there's now a cooking label on all the King Arthur baking emails. Let's try this again with the New York Times cooking emails. Open a sample, click the three dots, select filter messages like these. In this case, the emails are not identified by the sender's email address. Instead, you see this text in the Has the Words field because these emails are from a mailing list. I didn't have to figure this out. Google took care of it for me. Behind the form, you can see all the emails that match the search, just 10 of them. This time, we're not even going to bother to do a test search because we're pretty sure it's found the right ones. So we go directly to the next step, Create Filter. Once again, choose the label to apply, include the emails we've already received, and boom, we're done. Back in the inbox, I can see that the New York Times cooking emails are also labeled. The cooking label isn't very visible, but there's an easy way to fix that. Go down to the label in the navigation bar, and when you point right here next to it, you'll see another three dots More menu. Click there, select Label Color at the top, and choose any color you want, like this nice blue. Now you can really see them. So we could repeat those steps for any other cooking emails, but I want to show you a couple of other useful tools. Let's try labeling climate-related email. I could scroll through my inbox, but that's very inefficient, or I can search for the word climate up here. That immediately brings up an email from Inside Climate News. Let's use this as our sample to create a filter. Once again, three dots, filter messages like these, and wow, look at the description of this list that Google filled in. I would never want to have to type that. Create filter, apply the label, but notice that I don't have a label for climate yet. Select New Label and you can give it a name. You also have the option to nest labels, which I'm not going to cover today. Keep your label name short, and of course you don't want to use a label like trash that is already in use as a system label. Click Create, and you see the label appear in your labels list on the left. Finally, click Create Filter, and you're done. But when I click on climate issues, I don't see any email. Did you catch what I did wrong? The filter we just created did not include existing email. It will only affect new email that comes in after this moment. So how do we get back to that filter to fix it? To see and edit filters you've already created, click the gear on the upper right to open Settings, and then click See All Settings. Settings has a whole bunch of pages. The one we want is Filters and Blocked Addresses right here. On this page, you can see that there are 4 filters on this account, including this one, which we just created. Note also that you can create a new filter on this page, although I always think it's easier to start from a sample email. Let's edit this one. We're not changing what we're searching for, so we don't need to do anything on this screen. Click Continue, and let's add Also Apply to Matching Conversations to this filter, and click Update Filter to complete it. Now, when we select the climate issues label, there are all the previous emails that matched my search. So that's the basics, but I also want to show you one little trick that I find extremely useful. Suppose you get email from different people at the same organization. You don't have to create a separate filter for each sender. Here, for example, is an email from someone at a nonprofit organization. If I filter messages like these, Google initially fills in the search form to look for emails from just her email address. But if I remove the part before the @ sign and do the search, it will find all the email conversations from everyone at that organization, and I can label them all at once. Now you know how to create a filter, apply it to both new and existing emails, and edit existing filters. As promised, here's a quick recap of the steps for convenience. Go to your Gmail inbox in a web browser on a computer. Open a sample of the email you want to filter. Click the three dots More menu and select Filter Messages like these. Test the search if desired to be sure you're finding the right email. Then return to the search form by clicking the Show Search Options icon in the search bar at the top. Click Create Filter to continue, and then select the desired actions. Don't forget to check Also Apply Filter to Matching Conversations to include past emails. And finally, click Create Filter. You can also create, edit, or delete filters by clicking the gear icon, then See All Settings, then Filters and Blocked Addresses. Thanks for watching. Please click like if you found this video helpful. Feel free to leave comments and questions below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Computers.mom videos.